Okay. So our continuation with our topic for today is the information sheet 1.2-1 about the business transactions. Again, it is in the same subject that we have for first sem or first semester, which is the journalized transactions. So basic financial statements. So a business transaction is an activity or event that can be measured in terms of money and which affects the financial position of operations of the business entity. So a business transaction has an effect on any of the accounting elements that we have discussed in the previous topics that we have, which are the assets, liabilities, capital, income, and expenses. So the transactions may be classified as exchange and non-exchange. So exchange transactions involves physical exchange, such as purchasing, selling, collection of receivables, and payments of account. So non-exchange transactions are events that do not involve physical exchanges. So but where changes in monetary values are determinable. So examples are the wear and tear of equipment, fire loss, typhoon loss, or etc. In other terms, those are the like depreciation. So there's an exchange in monetary value which you allocate the cost or the value of an asset. So nagbabago yung value niya. So meaning there's an exchange transactions but non-exchange. The exchange transaction, those are the physical exchange. Those are the actual activities or operations of the business. So on the previous topics that we have, I told you that transaction can must be determined if has a dual effect, meaning there is a value received and there is a value parted. So the business will not identify or include that specific transaction if does not have a source document or an evidence document supporting about the transactions. So meaning in the transaction, there has two effects. So in order for you to have or to receive a value, you must give an exchange of that or a value parted. So this is the rule of the debit and credit. Okay. Source documents. Source documents are the physical basis upon which business transactions are recorded. So source documents are typically retained for use as evidence when auditors later review a company's financial statements. So and need to verify the transactions have in fact occurred. They usually contain the following information. So a description of a business transaction, the date of the transaction, a specific amount of money or value, and an authorizing signature. So there are a lots of source documents in a business. So when it comes to business transaction, sabi nga natin, so hanggat walang source document, so hindi kikilalanin ni business na transaction niya, yung pangyayari or yung event without these source documents. So here are the several examples of the source documents. First, we have the invoices. So the invoices, it can be a purchase invoice, sales invoice, or the account sales invoice. So alam ko particular na kayo dito. For example, if you buy something, So, either a purchase or sales invoice yung ma-receive mo. But if you purchase it or in an account, so you will receive an account sales invoice. Next is the receipt. So this is the most basic source document that a business may have based on its events or transactions. Deposit slip or withdrawal slip. So those are the bank transactions that the business encounter. So if you were going to deposit your cash on hand, so this will be turned into cash in bank as an account title in the accounting. And also a withdrawal slip. So if the owners withdraw money from the company, so this must have an evident by withdrawal slip. Next is the checks and check. So if the business have a checking account, so all the disbursement must have issuance of checks. Next is the promissory notes. So a promissory note is a document that evident the agreement between the company or the supplier or the business itself and its customer. So, nagkakaroon lang tayo ng promissory notes. So, ito yung kapag on account or on credit yung transaction. So, this is a document na nagsasaad kung kailan ka magbabayad, ano yung term. For example is, after 30 days, you must have to pay your account or kung ano man yung obligation mo or debt. So, also yung memorandum. So, meron tayong tinatawag na debit memo and credit memo. So, when we say debit memorandum, so ito po is the notification. For example, if you are ikaw yung bumili ng product, so ikaw yung mag-i-issue ng debit memorandum dun sa shop or dun sa store na binilihan mo. And then, once na na-acknowledge na nung company, yung ni-return mo, for example, nag-return ka ng defective merchandise or defective item na binili mo, in exchange of that, gusto mong mabawi yung amount na binayad mo or pwede naman na hindi mo na ibinalik, pero gusto mong makareceive ng allowance. So, babawasan nila yung value no amount, anong bagay na binili mo based sa defect. So, you will issue a debit memorandum. And then, once yung binilihan mo, i-acknowledge nila or i-grant nila yung allowance na nire-request mo based sa defective merchandise. So, the business or kung sino yung binilihan mo will issue now a credit memorandum to you. Meaning, they acknowledge the allowances that you request based on your debit memorandum. Example lang po yung mga source documents. Pero meron pa tayo mga ibang source documents like bank statements. Usually, meron yan. Or any other receipts or mga invoices na nag-base as evidence ng transaction. So next is the account title selection. We will now be moving to the actual journalization of the accounting of the business transactions. So now we'll be going to familiarize what is an account title. So account titles is in accounting. So account titles are the names given to the various categories used to keep track of a business finances. So an account title is the unique name assigned to an account in an accounting system. So an account title is essential when the accounting staff needs to identify an account. So since the title conveys the purpose of the account. So the other unique identifier, so the numeric account code or what we call the account number, so may incorporate some identification logic. So but is much more difficult to associate with specific account. So without an account title, the possibility of making an incorrect entry into the wrong account would be much higher. So ang account titles, yun yung mga tinatawag natin na cash, cash on hand, cash in bank, accounts receivable, supplies, furnitures and fixtures, equipment. So those are examples of asset. When it comes to an account titles under expenses, so those are the salaries expense, utilities expense, taxes and licenses, rent expense, miscellaneous expense, repair expense, so on and so forth. So meaning those are the account or identifier account for that specific transaction. So aside from the account title itself, so meron din siyang katumbas na account number. Those are the numeric account code. So this symbolizes what element of account that particular account titles belong. For example, all the asset accounts, they are assigned from 100 to 199. So an account number that starts in number 1. And then next is the liabilities account. So all the liabilities account can be starting from 2, from 201 to 299. So depending upon on the business. So based sa account number, malalaman nyo yung account titles if they are an asset, liabilities, owner's equity, income, and expenses. So this is very much important when you're preparing the chart of account. So later on, I will demonstrate to you how to prepare a chart of account and a journal entry. So individual transactions. So the steps required for individual transactions in the accounting process are: first, identify the transaction. Next is to prepare the document or the source document evident by that transaction, and then identify the accounts, and then record the transaction. So this is the process of analyzation. So ganito po yung process niya. So the transaction is being made. So the next step that you will be going to do is to prepare the document or the source document. So if the transaction, for example, is you paid the rent of the business, so you must have a receipt of payment. And then you identify the accounts. So what are the account titles has an effect based on that transaction. So the transaction is we paid the rent. So what are the two account titles that has an effect? Sabi natin, hindi siya transaction if we do not have account to be debited and account to be credited. So based on the transaction, let's identify the account. So what did you pay? The rent. So we have an account title, rent expense. And then how do you pay? By means of cash, so you paid it in cash, meaning the another transaction, the another account title that has an effect is the cash. So those are the two accounts that we identify based on the transaction. Next is to record the transaction. So we're already done with the analysis of the transaction. The last part is recording process, which is at this point we will going to journalize the transaction by means of recording it in the general journal. So after the transaction are being analyzed with the source document, so next is apply the double entry accounting. So to identify the effect of the transaction on the account balances. By this time, when we say we are going to apply the double entry accounting, you will be applying the rules of debit and credit. Next, the journalizing of account titles. We already know what is account titles. Now we're going to journalize it. The learning objectives. So after this discussion, you must be able to first define what is journalizing and journalize the transactions. So journalizing. So journalizing is the first step in the accounting cycle. As I discussed it to you on the previous topic about the steps of the accounting cycle. So it is the process of recording business transaction in a journal. So in order to have a permanent record of an entire transaction, so the accountant used a book or record known as a journal. So a journal entry shows all of the effects of the transaction, so as expressed in terms of debit and credit, and may include an explanation of the transaction. So this is the step for the process of journalizing. So following are the steps involved in the process of journalizing transaction. So first, determine the titles of the accounts involved. So after you read or you already know the transaction, first thing to do is to analyze what are the account titles involved in that specific transaction. Next is to understand the nature of the accounts. So when we say understanding the nature of account, so you must determine the effects of the transaction. Next is apply the rule of debit and credit. So after you identify the two accounts titles or the account titles involved, so you must determine what to debit and what to credit. So and make the necessary journal entry. So the complete journal entry, we have a ladderized format. So starting from debit, and then indention to credit, and then another indention for the explanation. The journal entry. So the general journal is flexible in that it can be used to record any economic transaction. So a general journal entry includes the following information about each transaction. So when we say journal entry, it is composed of complete set of an entry in the journal per transaction. So this includes the date of transaction, titles of affected accounts, so the debit and credit account titles, and then the amount of each debit and credit. So the amount should be equal. The amount of your debit and the amount of your credit must be equal for each transaction. And then the explanation of the transaction. Since you are preparing the journal entry, so meaning this is the book of original entry, meaning it is the first recording process that you will do based on the transaction. So your explanation of the transaction must be start with the record. Example, to record payment of rent. So you must have to start your explanation with the word to record. Okay. So I will show you a demonstration on how to journalize transactions. So I prepared an illustrative problem. So this is Reyes organized the Reyes Repair Shop on July 1, 2007. So his transactions for the month of July are as follows. So meaning our accounting period here is bi-monthly. And that month is July for the year 2007. So this is a transaction of Reyes Repair Shop. So meaning this is an example of a service business. Okay. Based on the step that I enumerated a while ago, so first you must prepare your journal. So this is an example of a journal sheet. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column sheet with different rows. A lot of rows here. And then on the first column, this is the column for the date. Date. And the second widest column So, yung mahalaking space na column is for the account titles and explanation. So this is the column where you write the debit, yung sinabi kong laderize, the debit, credit, and explanation. So dito yung date. And then yung pinaka-narrow na column in the journal is for the PR. Sometimes they write it as F, meaning folio. So folio po is this, how will you spell? So folio. Yung TR naman is what we call pause reference. So kahit alin po dyan yung gamitin, but sa atin ang i-required ko is the PR or the pause reference. So ayun po yung meaning nung nakalagay dito. So we will write PR. Meaning, this is the account number of that specific account titles. Next is the 1, 2, 3, 4 column is the debit amount. And then the last one is the credit amount. So, pwedeng isulat nyo siya as whole word debit or credit. But you can use it as abbreviation of the DR for debit and CR for credit. So, if you remember the last topic that I discussed to you, so I enumerated to you the 10 accounting cycle under the service business. So, the first preparation was the chart of account, and then next is the journal entry. So we will apply that too. So we're still on the recording process function of accounting. So chart of account up to the preparation of journal entry. So based on the given examples that you are seeing now in your screen, so this is an transaction of Mr. Reyes. On July 1, by the way, before we proceed to the analysis, the first thing that we're going to do is to prepare the chart of account. Why? Bakit nauuna si chart of account na i-prepared? Based on the meaning, the chart of account is the list of all the account titles used by the bookkeeper as guide in journalizing or recording the transaction. So meaning, before you siya i-analyze, you must prepare first the chart of account. Because the chart of account serve as your base or guide kung ano ang gagamitin nyo na account title. So kung ano lang yung mga account titles na meron kayo sa chart of account, so yun lang yung account titles na gagamitin nyo in journalization. So this is the simplest preparation that you're going to do in the accounting cycle. Because the account titles were already given. So you must going to arrange this based on its account number. So based sa pagkakasunod-sunod ng elements of account, laging nauuna si asset. Next is the liabilities. Third is the owner's equity. But in the owner's equity, kailangan mauna si capital bago si drawing. And then the income account. And last is all the expenses. So given the account numbers, all you need to do is to arrange it based on the account number. So this is the sheet for the chart of account. I-zoom ko lang. So in preparing the chart of account, first you must prepare the heading. So to prepare the heading, first in line is the name of the business. So kung ano po yung pagkakasulat sa transaction ng name of the business, same na rin ng inyong paglalagay ng name of the business. So if the business is all capitalized, so you must write it in your chart account as all capital. So since it is Reyes Repair Shop, so you must write it at the center. Reyes Repair Shop. Oops. Yung S, yeah. So after writing the name of the business, next in line in the heading is the preparation. So the preparation that are preparing is chart of account. Chart of accounts. Again, I told you how to write the proper name of the chart of accounts. So S must be on the accounts. Again, those two must be on center. So now we're done preparing the heading. So in the chart of account sheet, you only have two columns. So the first column is for the account number. And the next column, the widest column, is for the account titles. So ilalagay niyo po ito kung ano yung pagkakalagay ko sa nakikita niyo sa screen. Sa account number, in writing the account number, walang mag-shortcut ng word na number. Like this, yung hashtag. So, hindi to acceptable when it comes to accounting. So, you must short is as NO period sa account number. Or pwede niyo siyang buuin kung kakasya naman, kung maliit kayong magsulat. So, i-rough text ko, for example. For example, buuin ko ha. So, account number. So, pwedeng ganyan. Or pwedeng short lang. Basta walang gagamit ng short na hashtag or para dun sa word na number. Okay? So, after writing the account number column and the account titles column, next thing is you will arrange now the given account titles based on its account number. So, since here in our example, wala tayong beginning capital, so use the following account titles. So, kailangan lang dito matalas ang mata nyo pag susunod-sunod because you must have to avoid erasure. So, accounting, hindi talaga siya nag-a-accept ng mga erasures. May isa-isahin natin. Based on the given, so kung particular na kayo or familiarized na kayo sa mga account titles, di ba meron alam nyo yung sunod-sunod nung pag-list down ng account title sa unang asset. So we have the cash, 101. I-ano ko muna ito. Kita natin. Ayan. So we have cash. So in writing the account titles, so the first letter in the word must be capital. And then don't write it in the center. So kailangan pantay-pantay siya dito. Okay. After that is the 102 accounts receivable. So talasan nyo yung mata nyo para hindi kayo magkamali. Next, after the 102, we have 1110. Which is the furnitures and fixtures. Furnitures and fixtures. After that 1110, we have 113, another fixed asset, equipment. Next is, we're already done with the asset. Next is the liabilities. So it must be starting at number 2, account number. So we have 201, accounts payable. And meron pa ba? Wala na. So next is the capital account. So we only have 2, the owner's capital and the owner's drawing. So So by the way, in writing the proper capital and drawings, for example, the owner's name is Witzel A. Presinio. So how will you write the owner's capital? So it must be the first name, S, and then the surname. Don't forget the comma, and then the word capital. So this is the proper writing of the capital and the drawings account based on the name of the owner. Pero merong mga business na hindi na ginagamit yung first name. So, direct na agad siya, Presinio, capital. So, here in the given account title, so di na ginamit yung first name. Wala naman siyang given. So, we have, nauuna lagi si capital. Ay, ba't nag-iba? Paguhin na lang natin ito. Yan. So, 302 for the capital account of Mr. Reyes. So, Reyes, capital, don't forget the comma. And then the 303 for Reyes, drawings. Drawings. Next is the income account. What is our income account? Service income. 401. Service income. Next, the expenses. So we have 501 taxes and license, 502 rent expense, and then 503 salaries expense, and then 504 utilities expense. So yun lang yung hirap na dadanasin nyo sa chart of account. Yung pagsunod-sunod din sila. We have 501 taxes and licenses. Next, we have 502 rent expense. Rent expense. And then 503 salaries expense. And last is 504 utilities. 504 utilities expense. So you already know that you must write the salaries and utilities in plural form. Walang salary expense at walang utility expense. So, okay, we're done. So, this is the chart of account. Diba? Ang dali lang ng chart of account. All you need to do is to arrange the given account titles and prepare the heading. So, since we're already done preparing the chart of account, we're already done in the first accounting cycle. So, next is we're going to analyze the transaction and we'll journalize it in the journal or general journal. So, ano po ang gamit ni chart of account? Bakit nauna siyang i-prepared? So that when you're preparing the journal entry, so hindi kayo mangangapa, ano yung account titles na gagamitin nyo? Meaning, kung ano lang yun dito sa chart of account, yun lang yung transaction na gagamitin nyo sa journal entry. Okay. Let's now do the journalization. I-ano ko lang, hide ko muna. Ay, mali ako nagpinit doon. Iangat ko na nga ito. Since done naman na tayo, so ito na tayo. Iangat ko siya para pa mag-journalize. Okay. First transaction, parang lumiit. What happened? just like the season. Ay, naka-center. What happened? Wait. And just ah, and hi. Okay. So now we'll do the actual journalization process because we're already done with the preparation of the chart of account. Okay. The problem is Reyes organized the Reyes Repair Shop on July 1, 2007. So his transactions for the month of July are as follows. So let's start on July 1. We already write the heading of our journal. So by the way, since for example, gumamit ka na ng second page ng journal mo kasi yung journal mo, you're already full used mo na siya, nagkakaroon tayo ng page. So this is the GJ1, meaning General Journal 1. So you will write it at the upper right side of your General Journal. So on the date, so dun po ilalagay yung year given. So the year given is 2007. Sa taas ng date, dun yung sulat yung 2007. Next, first is the date, July 1. Gawin natin medyo malaki yung format para kita. Yan, medyo okay. So on July 1, the transaction was Reyes invested 50,000 in a repair business. So when we say invested, so I will highlight it as a hint word for you. So when we say invested, meaning capital. So the capital will increase. So ano po yung in-invest? So i-identify natin yung two account titles na may effect. Basta may word na invested or investment, meaning it has an effect in the owner's capital. Next is what the owners invest. Is it a equipment, supplies, or cash? So based on the transaction, so cash po yung kanyang in-invest. So the 50,000. So in a repair business. So let's analyze the debit and credit. What will be going to debit and what will be going to credit? So you must know at this point, so you must apply the normal balance of each elements or accounts. That's why I told you, you must be able to memorize the normal balance of each account. So when we say debit, the value received, and credit is the value parted. So kung hindi applicable so dun sa rule na debit and credit, so pwede nyo i-apply yung rules of the normal balance. So si business, nag-invest, meaning si owner, nag-invest ng money. So iba po yung identity ni business kay owner. Once the money is being invested to the business, that money is no longer the owner's money. It is already the money of the company or the business. So, nagkaroon ng pera si business. Always take note when journalizing or analyzing the transaction, you must be on the point of view ni business. So, kung nag-invest sa'yo si owner, meaning nagkaroon ka ng cash. So, point of view tayo ni business, so you will receive or debit cash because debit is the value received. So, the PR, ano pong PR? Dun ka ngayon magbe-base kay chart of account. PR is the account number. So, 101 what is the value. So, meron tayong sa money column or sa amount column, we have debit and credit. So, kung yung first line mo, this is the debit, so meaning your amount will be written in the debit. Yung second row mo, yung indented, ayan, nakikita nyo, indented siya, hindi siya pantay na isulat. Doon nyo ilalagay sa credit column yung amount. So, debit is cash, credit is owner's capital. So, ano ba yung account title natin for owner's capital? Titingin kayo dito. Our capital account is Reyes Capital with 302 account number. So, Reyes Capital 302. So, what is the amount? So, we have 50,000. So, the rule is, the first amount in debit and credit in the journal must have a peso sign. Debit cash, 50,000. And credit Reyes Capital, 50,000. Next is the explanation. Sabi ko sa inyo, since we're preparing the general journal, it is the book of original entry is the first entry of recording of the transaction. So this must be started as to record. So to record, so sa explanation nyo, pwedeng dito rin kayo mag-base sa transaction. Or in short, since investment, to record investment. So your explanation must explain or supply what happened in the transaction. Meaning to record investment. Meaning there's a capital and either cash or another asset or fixed asset na in-invest. So this is an example of a journal entry. Yun ang discussion natin. This is a complete entry in the journal. So journal entry. Let's have a date, debit, credit, explanation, account number for the post reference, and then the debit amount and credit amount. So next, so if you're going to record the second transaction, another rule. Kanina rule ko ha. Debit amount and credit amount should have a peso sign. Second rule, you must leave at least one space to record the second transaction. And then another rule, third rule. So in writing the date for the second transaction, you don't need to write again the month, which is July. So, dun lang siya sa first date nyo isusulat. So second, so yung number na lang na 2 o yung mismong day, sabihin July 2. Next transaction. Paid taxes of the business. So let's analyze and identify the account titles that has an effect. So from the word paid, meaning, pag nagbayad ka, paano ka ba magbayad? Di ba pinagbabayad mo is a cash? And what did you pay? Ano yung binayaran? Taxes. So meaning, the two account titles that has an effect based on the July 2 transaction is the cash and what is taxes. This is an expense. Kung nalilito kayo kung ano siya, balikan nyo yung chart of account nyo. So what is the account title for tax? So you will see here an expense, taxes, and licenses. So to analyze, what will you debit and what will you credit? So apply the rules of debit and credit or the normal balances. So ano yung binayaran mo, yun yung debit. Kung ano yung ipinambayad mo, siyang credit. Kasi yun yung value parted mo. So yung binayaran mo is the expense, so taxes and licenses. The first, your account titles that you will record, licenses. And then credit natin si cash because this is the value parted. Ito yung pinambayad mo, credit. Huwag malilito ha. Teka lang. Natagawa ako ng laderize dito. Meron tayong tinatawag na laderize eh. Ayan. So, how will you picture the ladder? Di ba pataas? Pa ganyan? So, the first, yung upper mismo, this is the section to record the debit account title. So, kung ano yung debit mo na account title, siya yung una. Next is the credit account title. And last is the explanation. So, you must write the journal entry based in this format. So, laderize po siya. Hindi siya pwedeng pantay-pantay. Okay? Next is the explanation. To record, best explanation, yung paid, gawin yung payment. So, make it a sentence. So, to record payment, or what did you pay? Taxes. So, taxes and licenses, 501. And cash is 101. So, the amount is 1,000. So, based on the transaction. Second, another rule. So, yung first, debit and credit, amount lang ang may peso sign. So, the second journal entry or transaction, you don't need to write a peso sign. Next, record ulit tayo. Next is a transaction on July 4. So, another, leave a space. So, 4. Transaction. Paid rent of 1,000. So, very simple. It's like at the second transaction, we paid an expense. So, highlight ko yung paid. This signifies that you decreases your cash. Kaya kinikredit natin siya. And then, what did you pay? The rent. So, debit is the, kung anong binayaran mo, rent expense. And then, debit kanina. And then, cash. So, to record payment for rent. Okay. So, rent expense, hanapin natin yung number, 502. And the cash is 101. The amount is another 1,000. So, dito yung ibang kalimitan na dudulin. So, yung amount ng cash na isusulat nila sa upper, yung iba. So, make it sure na kailangan align. Okay. Next, July 8. So, another space, 8. So, bought tables and chairs on account. So, be sharp when it comes to the analysis of the transaction. So, sabi, bumili ka, bought, but take note, on the last statement of the transaction, it is on account. Meaning, bumili ka, but on account. Pag sinabing on account, inutang mo. At ano yung binili mo? That is a tables and chairs, amounting to 5,000. So, what did you receive? O yung debit natin. Ano ba yung binili mo? That is table and chairs. And that table and chair is what account title? Furnitures and fixtures. So, we have furnitures and fixtures as your debit. And then credit is, what is an account title? Na utang mo or utang ni business. It is the accounts payable. Hindi naman siya note kasi wala namang promissory note. And then, based sa chart of account natin, ito lang yung tanging liability account. So, to record, what is to record? To record bought furnitures. So, pwede naman kayo mag-shortcut sa explanation. To record bought furnitures on account. So, don't forget to write the on account because this sufficient an explanation on your debit and credit account title. So, furnitures and fixtures is 110. And then, accounts payable is 201. So, the amount is 5,000. So, see, debit and credit must be equal. So, your debit account must be equal to your credit account. Next, 9. So, on July 9, another space before the date. So, bought typewriter for cash. So, very simple. So, you bought a typewriter for cash. So, I highlight the word bought. So, meaning, nag-decrease ka na naman ng cash mo. And then, what did you buy? The typewriter. So, typewriter is the account to be debited. So, meron ba tayong account title na typewriter? So, what do we have? So, you better check your chart of account. So, based on your chart of account, so we have account title equipment. So, typewriter is an equipment. So, we debit the equipment, the value that we received because we bought it, and then cash as credit, as value parted in replace of what we received. So, to record bought equipment. So, the post reference for equipment is 113 and the cash is 101. The amount is 2,000. So, ganito po yung gagawin nyo sa activity nyo. Sabi ko kanina, I prepared 4 different sets of transaction na kagaya nito. So, para mapurga kayo ng kaka-analyze ng transaction. Okay. Next transaction. So, assume ko na hanggang dito yung aking journal ha. So, meaning, if hindi na kasya dito, we will need another page of journal. So, gagawa tayo ng another journal. Na 12. Okay. Space. And then 12. So, rendered service for cash. Sabi ko nga kanina, our transaction is a service business because this is a repair shop. So, rendered service, automatic when you see this, when you are preparing accounting cycle or journal entry for service business, when we say rendered service, meaning it is an income. So, what is your income account? So, you have here, service income. And then, for the word cash, meaning yung sinervice mo na, ay yung service na provide mo, ay binayaran ka ni customer ng cash. Meron kasi na service na on account. Pinorform mo na yung service kay customer pero hindi ka niya binayaran. Meaning, may pautang tayo. So, hindi tayo ang may utang. Si customer ang may utang. So, when it comes to pautang ni business, so this is a receivable or collection, which is accounts receivable. Okay. Okay, we have rendered service and cash. So, based on this transaction, what did you receive or you debit? Binayaran ka ni customer. So, you receive cash. So, we debit cash. And then, our credit is the income account because of the words rendered service. So, we have service, income. So, to record rendered service. Period. Don't forget to write period in the explanation. So cash is 101, service income is 401, and the amount is 5,000. Malapit na nating mapuno yung ating journal. So, we will going to need another sheet. So, next transaction, 13, July 13. So, don't forget the space, So, perform service to customer on account, 8,000. So, perform service, meaning you rendered a service again to customer. But this time, this is on account, meaning pautang, worth 8,000. So, do you receive cash here? Obviously, no. None. So, what did you have or what did you receive is a collectible, meaning pautang. So, that pautang term or account title is accounts receivable. So, instead of cash, just like here, instead of cash, we debit accounts receivable because we provide the service on account. Hindi payable Pag payable lang nilagay nyo, meaning kayo yung nagpa-utang. So, ang may utang dito ay si customer. So, this is an receivable. Since we already performed the service, so we recognize the service income because it is already performed. So, to record service on account. So, accounts receivable is 102, and then the service income is 402. The value is, or the amount is 8,000. So, pag sulat ng amount, so kailangan pantay-pantay yung ones, tens, hundred. Hindi lahat naka-center. Make it sure na pantay-pantay. Kaya yun ang nakikita nyo dyan. Okay, so maybe isa na lang ang kakasya sa journal natin for the entry. So, July 15, the transaction is paid salary of employee. So, meaning you paid an expense. So, when we say paid, meaning we decrease our cash, naglabas na naman tayo ng cash, at ano yung binayaran? The salary. So, we have an expense account na salaries expense. Laging kay chart of account kayo mag-base kung ano yung gagamitin yung account title. So, the debit is, ano yung binayaran mo? The expense account. So, salaries, expense, and then what did you pay? Or in exchange of that is the cash. So, to record payment for salaries. Salaries cost reference is 503, cash is 101, the amount is 2,000. Since puno na, na-record na natin yung buong journal natin. So, pag ganyan, hindi kayo magdo-drawing ng second, ng mga rows pa niya. So, you will need another sheet of general journal. So, assume this is another sheet. So, kunwari, nag-create ako ng another sheet ko. Okay. I have here another sheet. So, since you will be using another page of general journal, so you must write the page as GJ2 because this is your second general journal. So, again, this is vacant or Wala pang nakasulat. So you will rewrite the heading or the upper column of the journal, which is the date, account titles and explanation, PR, purpose reference, debit, and credit. So you will rewrite again the year of the transaction. So gawin ko, hide ko muna ito. Since already done here, wrong mode. Hide. Okay. So meaning we are now in our second page of General Journal or the GJ2. So our next transaction is on 20. So same procedure, since you're already using another sheet, so magkaroon ka ulit ng panibagong pagsusulat ng month. So July 20. So on July 20, owner withdraw cash. So the transaction is withdraw, and ano yung wini-withdraw? So this is cash. So in this transaction, you must analyze it carefully. We are in the point of view of the business. So if the owner withdrew cash from the business, what happened with the cash of the business? Is it increase or decrease? Nag-withdraw sa'yo si owner, meaning you decrease your cash. So when we decrease cash, so by rules of the normal balance, for you to decrease the asset, because cash is an asset, you must credit it. So meaning, ang nag-value parted or nawala kay business is the cash. So we credit cash. So what is our account title to be debit? So what is the account title that corresponds with the word withdraw? So this is the owner's equity account na drawings. So we have Reyes drawing. So we debit Reyes drawings 303 and cash is 101. Masyadong malayo yung indention. Yan. Para sure na pantay-pantay yung indention nyo. So dun sa second row nyo, at magsusulat na kayo ng credit nyo, na account title, bilang kayo dun sa debit nyo na ikatlo. Ipantay nyo siya dun sa ikatlo yung letter ng naka-record. Para sure na pantay-pantay. So the debit amount is 2,000. So again, it's another page of your general journal. So you must apply the same rule. So peso sign in the first amount of the debit and credit. So explanation is the record drawings. Very short, parang kanina, to record investment kay capital. Same rules, space before the next transaction. It is 22. So made additional investment of 10,000. So you already know how to journal it or to record the journal entry for this kind of transaction, investment. So ibig sabihin, additional investment lang of 10,000. So pag investment, we debit the capital account. So we have the Reyes capital na 302 and then credit wrong. Reyes capital and what we invest, so cash 101 amounting to 10,000. So no more peso sign because this is already the second entry. So to record investment. Okay. Next. So 24, July 24, our transaction is paid half of the account on July 8. So as you remember, on July 8th, so I'll show you our recording or the journal entry in July 8th. So in July 8th, so we have an accounts payable. So meron tayong utang na 5,000 based sa binili natin na furniture and fixtures. On July 24, we paid half of the account on July 8. So meaning you will need to go back on the transaction on July 8. So you check your journal entry. So you will see a debit of furniture and fixtures amounting to 5,000 and credit accounts payable. So yung accounts payable nasa credit kasi increase siya. Nagkaroon ka ng utang. In the rules of the normal balance, liabilities has an normal balance or increasing at credit side. So now we're going to pay it half of the account. So we have a total account of 5,000. Kaya wala ng amount na nakalagay sa transaction 24 because it's already clear stated that half of the account will be being paid. So half of the 5,000 is 2,500. So ano ngayon ang i-entry natin? We paid an account. So ano yung binayaran mo? Utang. And that utang is accounts payable. So from the first transaction na nagpautang ka, na ngayon nababayaran mo, so accounts payable na on credit side will be now in the debit side. So accounts payable, kasi ito yung binayaran mo, i-decrease na natin siya. Diba kapag nasa debit, si accounts payable na liability, magde-decrease siya because ang normal balance ni accounts payable is on credit. And then we credit the cash because we paid. Nagbayad tayo ng utang, so we to record payment. According to record half for the account. Pwede i-shortcut. To record half payment of account. Para mas shortcut. Half payment of account. So, accounts payable is 201. Kailangan magaling kayo mag-analyze. So, ang amount natin is half. So, 25. 25. So this is the recording for the half payment of our account in July 24. So half of the account. Yeah. Last transaction that we have on July 29. So again, space and then 29. Paid the water bill 500 and electric bill 1,020. So take note, dalawang amount ang stated in our transaction in July 29. But you must to analyze if they are the same account titles or not. So water bill and electric bill, this is identified as utilities expense. So we paid again, so we decrease our cash. And then what do we pay? Utilities. So since parehas lang naman silang utilities, so pagsamahin nyo na yung amount niya. Unless it is stated another date, so 29 ulit, pero nakalagay dito water bill na, dito electric bill. So magdalawang beses kayong mag-e-entry ng date na 29. So since magkasama siya sa isang date lang, so magkasama na siya. So we debit, what do we pay? Utilities, expense, and then credit cash to record payment for utilities. period. So utilities expense is what account number? 504 and then 101. So we add the amount of, ayun lang pala. So yung 500 at yung 1,020. So 1,520. So we're done. So that is a sample of journal entry for the recording process. So we consume 2 journal sheets. So GJ1, GJ2. So ayan po yung process ng recording ay ng functions. So first, so nakakadalawa na kayo. From the 10 counting cycle hanggang sa kaduluduluhan. So from the 10, meron na kayong dalawa na i-discuss. So the chart of account and the journal entry. So ganito rin yung gagawin nyo sa inyong activity na 4 na transaction. So 4 agad para ma-review kayo na ma-review. So first is preparing the chart of account. Again, to summarize, prepare the heading, name of the business, and then the preparation. And then prepare the chart of account sheet by writing account number in the first column. And then the second column is the account titles. And then you will now going to arrange the given account titles based on the account number. Next is analyzing the transaction and recording it in the journal. So first, prepare the journal sheet by writing the uppermost column, row, so the date, account titles, and explanation, PR for the post reference, debit amount, and the credit amount. And then use the page, indicate the page of the journal, so GJ1, meaning this is your first page. And then in writing the year, if there's a given year in the transaction, so you write it on the upper of the word date. And then in writing the date, so July, and then the first date, and then on the second date, you don't need to write again the word or the month, July. So in writing the account titles and explanation, or in recording this, so you must apply the ladderized format. So the first is the account debit account titles, and then indentation with the second row of the credit account title, and then last is the explanation. So you must be guided with your chart of account for the post reference and for the account titles to be used. Next is the debit and credit amount. So the rule is the first amount for the debit and credit should have a peso sign. So same goes if you will be using second journal sheet. So same rule lang i-apply nyo, and then don't forget to write the page, which is the GJ2. Okay, that's all. And I hope this will help you for you to prepare your activities. So good luck to your 4 sets of transactions. Anyway, if you have questions, I will be posting the recorded video nitong discussion natin. So pwede kung kayo mag-tanong.